people, because I live a life devoid of good news. I live a life of sadness because the stock market's going down. That's all my stonks. That's my server money. It's just gone. It's in the hands of the Rothschilds. But amidst all this moral decay and financial decay and regular decay, there's a shining light. There's a beacon of hope for everyone. And the beacon of hope for today that I just wanted to share with everyone was that Snake Thing, who was one of the core zoo sadists, has pled guilty to all charges of child sex abuse. So, from what I understand, there were 18 charges, sprinkling in like animal abuse and stuff, and he pled out specifically to the ones related to child abuse. So he's not been put in prison for. It's the wrong song. That's an inappropriate song for this event. Here's the plea. It happened today. Out of at least 18 counts, he pled guilty to 10 of them, all of them having to do with child abuse. If you don't remember, the zoo sadism thing was a long time ago, so I forgive you if you don't remember. He was initially arrested, I want to say, like the late 2018, and he was let go. And the reason why he was let go, according to the prosecuting attorneys, that they wanted to collect evidence regarding child sex abuse that they had found, because in the logs he talked about engaging kids, and I think engaging kids with animals. So it was pretty fucking grody. And they let him go, and at the time, I think even his mother came out, because it was like a local news story. His mother told the press at the time that she would not support him in any way because she believed the charges and didn't want to help him at all. So he got cut off immediately from his family after he was released, and was free until December 24th, 2019, where he was arrested and charged with all the counts that are relevant here. He pled to 10 of them, and from what I understand, the first-degree felonies in Oregon each have 10 years, and the second-degree felonies have 5 years. Now, in the United States, if you don't know, charges can be served either consecutively or concurrently. And if they're served concurrently, if you get 1,000 charges varying between 1 and 10 years, you'll at most serve 10 years. If they're served consecutively and you have 1,000 charges between 1 and 10 years, you'll serve between 1,000 and 10,000 years, which is life. So if he serves them all consecutively, he can be expected to serve at most 80 years in prison. If he serves them concurrently, he will serve at most 10 years in prison. It's impossible to tell, based just on the plea, what you can expect from the sentencing. It's entirely up to, like, the law gives the judge a great amount of discretion in how to sentence after the conviction or the plea has been entered. So, for instance, with Nick Bate, who was the poop guy from Pennsylvania, he got like 20 years for the sex abuse of his sister-in-law, or half-sister. So that was the absolute maximum possible for that charge. The judge threw the book at him because he was so fucking gross. With Snake Thing, it's hard to tell. Chances are, because of the animal abuse and how he was found out and stuff, chances are he will probably get a harsher sentence and probably will serve a lot of these separately, consecutively. So fingers crossed. If you're one of those types that likes to jerk off to gay anal rape in prison, now would be the appropriate time to do so, because from what I understand, the West Coast prisons are the ones that do the gay anal rape, and they have the people who glory seek and try to kill what they call the chomos, try to look for people like him. So the options for him in prison are pretty like terrible, horrifying to find yourself in. He's either going to be put in a public, general population and be at risk of sex abuse, extortion, and physical abuse, the gambit of shit that prisoners do to each other, or he's going to find himself in ADSEG. He's going to find himself in one of the populations or prisons for vulnerable prisoners, they say, and he'll be completely and totally isolated from basically everyone 23 hours a day for 10 to 80 years. It's a pretty terrible pretty terrible situation to wake up in one day. So, but I mean, fuck them, right? Fuck them. I don't know the details with the kid. Chances are we'll never know the details with the kid because in court cases that involve minors, they don't release as much detail. But we know what happened with the animals, and to just recover this real quick with the actual story with the zoo sadism stuff. I guess I mean it doesn't matter anymore because he got kicked out. Oh wow, he's December 20th, 1994. He is almost exactly 2 years younger than me because I'm December 19th. So he's he's 2 years and 1 day older than me. That's crazy. Anyways, or younger than me. But I mean, what is he, like 25? How old does that make him? 25. So he's 25, and he's looking to get out when he's either 35 or 105. So that's your entire life fucking squandered, literally just fucking gone forever, never getting it back, completely ruined. A total waste, a complete loss. Now, some people were curious. I heard some people asking, so I want to cover what this says right here in the first paragraph on the thread. Someone was asking, is he the one who leaked? People were speculating that Snake Thing was the one who came out of his own conscience and published the articles, the leaks for the zoo sadism stuff, and is the whole reason why any proceedings happened at all, why Wolf got found. That is not true. From what I understand, based on this right here, and I'll read it, that is the exact opposite of reality. They say, first, Snake Thing was not the whistleblower. The people responsible for gathering these logs were zoophiles trying to weed out those that would cause harm to animals. And you can ponder on the irony of, I guess, virtuous zoophiles, people who aren't sadists but do fuck animals. Your Sink Uyghurs, I guess. Regardless of your feelings on that, people hate when animals are tortured for fun, zoo for both. How did we obtain the logs? Let's just say that they are from Snake Thing's account and he was not turning them over. The technical jargon is rather dry. Snake Thing was a key organizer of the sadists and had foiled our efforts in the past to eject the animal abusers from the community. It caught up to him, and that is where our leverage came from. The intent behind releasing what we did to inform the furry community of these bad apples, perhaps the methodology was flawed, but the options were limited. There were no vendettas. So this wasn't like a personal thing. They just went to get the zoo sadists. From what I remember from the drama, and again, it's been a while, is I believe that Snake Thing was extorted. They had something on him. They knew who he was in particular, and they asked him to turn over the logs on the other zoo sadist, which he did, and then he got arrested anyways, which is perfectly fine. If you are a black cat or whatever, and you don't mind extorting people for stuff. I mean, that's the great thing about vigilantism, I guess, is that the cops can't extort people for logs like that. You have to get your plea deal out. You have to negotiate. You have attorneys representing interests. When it comes to like random anonymous furry weirdos on the internet, they can just extort you and not have to let you do anything. You can get 10 to 80 years in prison after playing the game. So I suppose the only safe tactic is to not fuck animals and kids if you don't want to get lynched by a furry lynching posse. This was the infamous. I just wanted to point this out because people, if you need to know, if you need a gist of Snake Thing, this is the really good one to show, because everyone knows the fucking stick with the ants on it, and Wolf talking about using it on an animal. But Snake Thing's thing is his response to this, something which is, I think, intrinsically horrific to more than 99% of the population easy is I saw that, love it, smiley face, heart. So there was no point in any of the Zoo Sazum logs where Snake Thing would react to something someone was doing or showing him in any way but like pure exhilaration. He was totally enthralled and engrossed by what other people were doing, and it honestly did not matter how bad it was. He had no bottom limit in the things he found titillating, and it could be speculated, and I would agree with this, that Snake Thing being such a totally like amoral, just cretinous person was a cheerleading or an encouraging effect on everyone else. So who knows, maybe Wolf wouldn't have been as terrible as he was. Maybe he wouldn't have hurt animals in the way he did, if not specifically because of Snake Thing cheering him on and encouraging him to do it like every step of the way, to the point where even this was not like, oh, you know, maybe that's a bit much. So that's I think that's a fair summary of who he is. I mean, maybe I can go through some logs, but I think these are all been covered. These are all old. Oh yeah, that's a Seattle Craigslist. That's an animal adoption thing. So where they were looking at animals together to find ones up for adoption so they could fuck them. Animal fisting dog at MP4. Muzzling, docking, shoving yourself deep in her throat. So that's talking about throat fucking animals. I mean, it really, I don't know. I lack the part of my brain that gets really serious schadenfreude, and I think it's because I've just seen so much that it's hard to give me schadenfreude. Like I've just completely wringed it dry for all the dopamine it has. But this is like, yeah, you know, fuck them. How did something good? Maybe it's just because I'm cynical. How did something good happen? How did the United States justice system take an actual abuser and put him in prison? Like in my lifetime, in a year, they sorted through everything. They gathered the evidence. They arrested him. They got a plea deal out. I mean, it skips the trial, the expense and time of the trial, but it doesn't spare him anything. He's still fucked. It's like staggering to think that it like shit happened. It actually happened, and people actually did their fucking job. I'm shocked. Oh wow. Josh needs more dopamine. I do. I need more dopamine. I need a fucking injection of it right into my spine so I feel something. People love dogs more than other people. That's fair. I would say that. Though my sympathies for animals are waning right now because of how fucking noisy the dogs are outside. They just bark all the fucking time. It's like, what kind of owner lets their dog just sit out on the balcony and bark all fucking day? Like, take the goddamn thing inside or do something about it and muzzle the fucking thing. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh well. I just wanted to show off, because I don't know. I could have saved it for the Friday stream, but I haven't done a late night stream and said hi to everyone in a very long time. I haven't had the freedom to do a late night stream and talk about something that just happened. Yeah, that's the only good news I have. Unfortunately, the stock market has bottomed out, like historically record-setting bottoming out. Coronavirus going ape shit, but at least we got Snake Thing in prison. We can all be happy for the day. I think that might be it. I just want to say hi. Any questions? Can I answer the questions of chat? Hold -8 in one day, just a flu. Oh well. Let's do business with China. Apocalyptia. Ate the fucking amber dog. Exactly. I think that's it. Oh, how's Serbia? No, is Kosovo Serbia? I have no opinions on these things. You know that. I don't know who Putin is. I don't know anything. Are there other charges he didn't plead guilty to that might get him on? It's not that. I don't think so. I think that in the way that this was done, because it was a plea offered to him by the state, he does not face trial on any of the other charges. So he won't. I don't think he'll be tried on any of the animal abuse stuff. But if you're angry about that, keep in mind, number one, it really doesn't matter because it's about the time served. It's not about the specific charges. It's just about getting him away from society where he can't hurt anybody. But also, animal abuse charges are often like seriously super lenient. Like you're talking like a couple months in prison for like the worst offenses. It's really nothing. Animal abuse laws in the US are a fucking joke. Most states don't even have like bestiality laws or anything. Like I remember, I guess this is personal information, but I've talked about it before. When I was 17 or 18, my mom's boyfriend burned down the house, and in the wreckage, our cat died. And Scott was a cat I got when I was like 7, I want to say, 1999. And the cat had traveled like to all these different states. He'd taken car rides to California and back. So he's like a real globetrotter. And then he dies to smoke inhalation in a house fire. And my mom really wanted to get him on animal cruelty because the cat died, but they didn't press animal cruelty on him. So she was upset about that, but he still got for arson. So whatever. Why would someone praise the Constitution of the United States only to choose to live in Europe instead? Europe is cheaper. And America just makes me depressed. It has nothing to do with the Constitution or the laws. The laws here are shittier than in the U.S. It's just there's something psychological about me that when I'm in the United States, I just feel sad. You didn't know the house fire was arson? Oh yeah, it was like petrol poured down the hallway. My mom's boyfriend. Alright. I think that's it. I don't want to drag on just talking about my dead cat. I'll see you guys on Friday. Just if you feel sad today, just remember that someone out there is having a way worse day than you. And whenever I'm sad, I just think about how someone's having a worse day than me, and it cheers me right up. So take it easy. I will play a song, though. I got a good song, I think. I'll see you guys on Friday.
You'll never get free. Lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes. Tell me everything's not fine. All the people ain't happy, and the river has run dry. You thought you could go free, but the system is done for. If you listen real closely, there's a knock at your front door. You'll never get free. Lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the water. Admit you were toxic. You poisoned me just for another dollar in your pocket. Now I am the violence, I am the sickness. won't accept your silence. Beg me for forgiveness. We'll never get free. Lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed, your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the water.
Remember, buy Bitcoin.